It's ringing.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Put the phone down.
Okay, hi, I'm Whitey. This is Cracker. Welcome to the Whitey White Guy Show. And today we're going to review the film Paul, starring Simon Pegg and other people. What was the other guy's name?
Nick Frost.
Nick Frost, and it was directed by...
Neither of them, but they both wrote it.
Yeah, another guy. So, Paul, if you're not familiar, is a story about two fanboys from England, and they're in the United States to...
They go to San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, after they leave Comic-Con, they meet up with this Area 51 type alien who's voiced by Seth Rogen.
Right.
And then they're on the run because he broke out of Area 51. They're trying to return him home,
Right.
while being chased by the FBI.
Who is
Well,
led by...
the head is Sigourney Weaver,
yeah.
which I think is kind of a cool nod.
It's kind of a spoil. She shows up and it's a big reveal.
Yeah, but you hear her
you
voice.
hear her voice. So,
And then Jason Bateman
Yes,
is her
is
second
like
in
the
command, who
lead
does
guy.
a fantastic job.
and then Bill Hader and Joe Latrulio are like the henchmen.
Yeah, they're like the comic relief stupid
Exactly.
FBI guys.
There's some kind of like civilians somehow. I don't remember how they explain that, but so they're goofy and dumb, and then Hader's all focused and trying to get things done. But there's a switcheroo, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, that's not important unless you watch the movie.
So that's the synopsis for the film Paul. Cracker, what did you think of the film Paul? Starring Simon Pegg.
First I went in kind of with somewhat low expectations because I'm not really a Seth Rogen fan at all. I get tired of the stoner characters that he plays all the time. Same.
Judd Apatow style filmmaking.
Right. So I went in with that, but I also love Simon Pegg and Nick Frost together because of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. And I ended up really, really enjoying it.
Yeah.
It was a good, fun, sci-fi buddy comedy.
Absolutely.
And I guess Simon and Nick both wrote the movie, and they're both fanboys themselves, so they know their shit. And it just, once again, they proves that their on-screen chemistry is just fantastic.
It is. And
Seth Rogen, I'll give him credit. I mean, granted, he's only a voiceover, but he was very, very likable. I mean, Paul was not really a stoner. I mean, he smokes a joint in like one scene. Yeah. That's it. But he's a very likable character. The CGI on Paul I think is fantastic. I think it's top notch, and pretty much you can't really tell CGI wise that it's a fake character.
Yeah, and Seth Rogen, you can't gloss over the point. He nailed it.
Oh yeah,
it was a voice performance, sure, but he nailed it.
Yeah, he was awesome. He wasn't like doing voiceover. You can be sitting there in your fucking underwear and eating Cheetos and just doing a paycheck. You could tell he put effort into making this character likable.
You're saying it's a job where you can show up where your hair's a mess and your beard's not trimmed.
You could
just woke up 10 minutes ago.
Right, you possibly could have just woken up 30 minutes ago, filled yourself up.
Here's some crumbs. Is that the kind of job it is?
Yeah. You don't have to be on camera and worry about what you look like.
Or neglect yourself.
Right.
So
anyway.
Yeah. It's a very, very
very smart.
Yes, very smart, very clever, crafty, well written.
What I liked about it is, like I said, Simon and Nick are fanboys, so they know their sci-fi genre. There's a lot of nods to other movies, but it's not overkill.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nods to E.T., of course. There's nods to Aliens, especially with Sigourney Weaver being the head of the Alien Task Force or what have you. Steven Spielberg has a voice cameo in it, and Paul helps him get the idea for E.T. and stuff like that. But unlike other movies where they have like inside jokes and stuff like that, it's not overkill. Yeah. It's like maybe a total of 5 or 6 through 90 minutes, unlike, movies nowadays where it'd be like one every 5 minutes, and it just gets tedious and just overkill and just nauseating.
Yeah, and it's for example, when we talk about its cleverness, normally how do aliens get introduced? There's this flying saucer, there's a big crash, you know, there's a lot of lights, it steps out from the light, you know, show me your friends or whatever the line is, and show me your friends. Take me to your leader, I come in peace.
Same thing.
Show me your friends. Show me your friends. Well, this is Cracker. Instead, Paul is driving down the street in a car.
Yeah, he pretty much runs them off the road.
Just busted out of a secret military underground installation. And so it's like instead of the traditional, he's just driving down the street in a car, loses control of the car, and crashes.
Yeah. It was just like you know, wrong place, wrong time for the two guys. But
it works out perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
And then Joe Trulio, for example, everybody knows Bill Hader by now. If you don't know Bill Hader, Jason Bateman, but Joe Trulio was on a TV show back in the 90s from TV called The State. I'm a big fan.
I knew him from Superbad because he was with Bill and Rogen.
And he's gotten a lot of work with like the Judd Apatows of today, but it's kind of one of those things where, you know, it's a fanboy film, and so the cast is important. So Jason Bateman's fun. Everybody's a Bill Hader fan. I don't know how you can't like Bill Hader.
Bill Hader is really likable. Who was the other guy you mentioned from The State?
Joe Trulio.
He was probably, in my opinion, the only downside to the movie. Only because when it comes when it comes to characters in places of authority like cops, FBI agents, I can only take so much retardedness.
Right.
And Bill Hader was somewhat dumb, but he also knew his job, knew what he was doing. This other guy, he was just crossed the line, retarded.
Straight out.
Stupid.
Comic relief.
And comic relief is fine, but it just took way too much. I was just waiting for... He was
the comic relief in a comic and in comedy.
Yeah, but I was just waiting for every time he showed on screen there'd be like funny like sound effects or something like that. I think it was just way too much for me. But I personally think that was like the only downside of the movie. He wasn't totally unlikable, but sometimes his shtick was just too much.
They run into this young woman. They're in an RV. They end up in an RV community thing. And the two people running it is this overbearing Christian father and this poor, lonely, oppressed Christian girl.
Right.
And she ends up with the guys, and of course there's the love interest for Simon Pegg. She touches his penis. But it brings in the whole, if Christianity is true, aliens are wrong.
Right.
It doesn't work. They don't. So here's your alien, oopers.
Or it could be God. You don't know, do you? It's up in the air.
The world is 4,000 years old and can only be the product of intelligent design.
Oh, that's horseshit!
All right, well then, please explain how something as complex as the human eye simply just comes into being.
Oh, don't give me that old irreducible complexity crap, thank you.
Something as intricate as that does not just occur without the intervention of a guiding hand.
It didn't just occur, it is the culmination of billions of years of development across countless fucking species.
What are you talking about?
Evolution, baby.
Oh! Blasphemy!
Oh, yeah. Well,
nothing that you can say or do can shake my belief or faith in the sure and certain knowledge that God made heaven and earth and created us all in his own image.
Oh, his own image? Well, I got a question. How do you explain me? She's fine. Catch her.
But like true religious people, despite all facts and evidence right in front of them,
that was actually one of my favorite side stories. Was she's with them in the RV, and her, like you said, the overbearing Christian father is chasing them through the entire movie, and then she's realizing how much she's been oppressed. I mean, I thought the funniest ongoing joke was her learning how to swear.
Yeah.
And she would always, say the wrong swear word.
She hadn't quite honed that.
It was kind of like Sandra Bullock in Demolition Man. If you've ever seen that, how she's
very much like that.
She was trying to get, she was very likable, and she's trying to say like the worst swear word in the world, and she could only say like fart and poop and stuff like that. And then she got better as the time went on. I think she was like screaming cunt or something by the end of the movie. But I think that was a very likable.
Words on Paul.
Highly recommend. Very rewatchable. Fun. This was the second time I watched. I watched it like maybe 6 months before, and we decided to review it and rewatched it, and I had a blast. Like I said, likable characters. The comedy works. There's some action in it, which works. The laughs.
It's just like
not an A+ movie, but definitely
just like Hot Fuzz, just like Edward Scissorhands. What's the other one?
Edward
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
This
Good,
is
good comparison.
you know, well written, well acted. Just everything is in balance.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is just the right amount. It's not. It's silly, but it's not too silly.
Right.
There's action. There's serious parts, but not too much. Everything is just so.
Definitely go see it right
Yeah,
now.
Paul. There's no titties, but Joe Latrulio is there. I'm Whitey. This is Cracker. It's the Whitey White Guy Show. If you like our show, like and subscribe. You know how YouTube works.
Yeah.
So